I know you know where they are, so tell me, before I do some damage you won't walk away from.
Could I have one of those Chesterfields now?
Sure.
You got a match? Oh, wait, no, don't bother, I got one. You're Sicilian, huh?
Sicilian.
You know, I read a lot, especially about things, about history. I find that shit fascinating. Here's a fact, I don't know whether you know or not. Sicilians were spawned by niggers.
Come again?
No, it's a fact, yeah. You see, Sicilians have black blood pumping through their hearts. And no, if you don't believe me, you can look it up. Hundreds and hundreds of years ago, you see, the Moors conquered Sicily. And the Moors are niggers. See, way back then, Sicilians were like wops from northern Italy. They all had blonde hair and blue eyes. But, well, then the Moors moved in there and, well, they changed the whole country. They did so much fucking with Sicilian women, huh? That they changed the whole bloodline forever. That's why blonde hair and blue eyes became black hair and dark skin. You know, it's absolutely amazing to me to think that to this day, hundreds of years later, that Sicilians still carry that nigger gene. Now this, I'm quoting history. It's written. It's a fact. It's written.
I know this guy.
No. Your ancestors are niggers. Hey. Yeah. And your great-great-great-great-grandmother fucked a nigger. Oh, yeah. And she had a half-nigger kid. Now, if that's a fact, tell me, am I lying? 'Cause you're part eggplant. No! Hey.
You're a cantaloupe. It's beautiful. I haven't killed anybody since 1984.
You know, wherever the Moorish Empire went, and seeing that they have been there since, you know, since the earlier times, right? The earlier periods before new generations are coming in, new migrations coming. I'm just talking about my country, you know. My sensible thinking is telling me, and not just that, and my intuition tells me there is a connection to the Moors, right? So to say I'm black, to say you're black, what does that mean? It literally, actually, if you think about it, now that I'm thinking about it, you know, it kind of excludes the rest of the other people that were also Moorish descent, right? And what does it mean to say black anyway? What is the definition of black? And then now we gotta contrast that. What is the definition of being a Moor means? What is a Moor? Because Moor does not designate color, right? Black is very restricting. And furthermore, who is truly black? Black is the, if you look at it, right? No one is just really black. Look, this black. This is black. I mean, sure, we can find some different hues of complexion, but no one is just truly completely black, in my thinking. Not even the Ita in my country. No. You know, so I think we need to move away from those terms. I don't like yellow. You know, yellow is a word. Again, Eurocentric thinking, they've been calling Chinese yellows, you know. Filipinos, brown. It didn't mean anything to us. It doesn't mean anything at all to say, hey, yo, brown? You know, we call ourselves really Pinoy Pinay. Pinoy Pinay, or simply put, Filipino or Filipina. Right? So this is what I'm talking about. I think we need to move away from this conditioned thinking. This is part of the Eurocentric thinking.
Now, if someone believes they're black, they can believe they're black. If someone believes that black is a skin color, they can believe that it's a skin color. But belief is not knowing. And then the other is a nationality. No, if it's a nationality, nationality comes with the land. It comes with the Constitution. I mean, you know, constituencies. It comes with usually a flag, which is a flag of the people. It comes with a seal. You understand what I'm saying? It comes with 5 things, and then the people itself. So it's not a nationality. There's no Blackadonia, you know, Negrodasia. It doesn't exist. It's not a part of the family of nations. It's not a part of the human family. Now,
every time you keep going around with this stupid stuff, and I know a lot of y'all might have good hearts, but your heart ain't worth shit because you calcified in this world. There's so many so-called black sites and stuff talking about the black media, the black this and that, all that black is a fucking curse word, you dumb bastards. This why you can't get nothing. This why they beat your ass down, because you're a non-existent human. You say you're not human. The word black is something that's dead. So you around here talking about you black. And they playing you like a fool. And then you gotta go through that obstacle. Then you say you African American. So you got half your body over there, half your body over here. And they playing you like a fool. You the only dumb bastards in the fucking world.
So you saying you're not African American, you're more of the indigenous, your grandmother and your grandparents are Native American tribes. Do you address yourself as Native American? Do you address yourself as black? Do you address yourself as African American?
I'm other.
So you're other.
I'm uneducated. I'm uneducated. So for me to sit here like a college professor or professor, I'm wrong. I'm uneducated. I'm confused. You know what I'm saying? But I'm damn sure not black. You're not gonna call me black. My grandmother's not Crayola.
So
no,
then,
I'm connected to a tribe. I'm from a tribe, not a country. It's a big difference. Different laws, different everything, like big difference.
Let me ask you, did you watch the BT Hip Hop Awards last night?
Yeah.
Did you see Eminem's freestyle?
It's crazy.
You like that?
Yeah, it's ill. But it's obvious that Eminem's will do that. Because what built Eminem's career was the black community. That's what took to Eminem. People look at Eminem like trailer trash. So for Eminem to be cocky and standoffish, he deserved it.
So if I was to ask you, how do you identify yourself? And if you were to tell me black, I would say, no, that's not an identification of yourself. That's black is an adjective. An adjective describes a thing, but it does not identify a thing. And if you say you were black, I would say that was an unscientific or inaccurate description at that, because you're not really black. You various shades of brown. So not only is that description does not identify you, but it's an inaccurate description of you at that. If you tell me you African American, well, Africa is a continent made up of many nations. So when you say African, you're not identifying yourself, you're not connecting yourself to any nation with any continuity of laws, treaties, and so on and so forth. So when you say African American, that's like, well,
talk about even color. You know, you got a black person and a white person. Here, I've never seen a black man in my life. You know that? I gotta tell you, this is the color black. Right here. Okay. Do you ever see anybody looking at that color out there? No. Okay, white. This is the color white. I've never seen a person look like that either. I've seen some pale looking people, but not white.
Right.
Okay, now my point on that is, it's language and division. Right now, I'm going to make a comment about this too. In Canada, the European is being targeted. Throughout the world, actually. But if you're European and you're in this country, or you want to come to this country, they won't let you come in. But if you're from some part of the world where now you got terrorists running free and shooting everybody, come on in. Welcome to Canada. The point I'm making there is Europeans need to start calling themselves European descent, not white. We're not white. I don't look like that. Do I look like that? No. And those people who have the darker skin need to call themselves by their ethnic background. African descent, East Indian descent, Caribbean descent, whatever, wherever you're from. Okay? You gotta quit this language thing that they've got us talking, because that is so crazy. I was thinking about it the other day, but this is the problem. Everyone thinks that they're black and white. We're not black and white. Okay. Put that on there. This is where it can be a little fun. You gotta try to line that thing up. And then you get, oh, look at that, like I knew what I was doing. Holy cow.
I guess when you phrase it like that, it sounds like we're closer than further apart.
Yeah, exactly. When we start talking, okay, I'm Mediterranean. My parents come from the Mediterranean. I'm of Mediterranean descent. I'm also Semitic. Those people might think, you know, because I'm going to speak against the protocols of Zion. Those have nothing to do with Jews at all. And Jews, the word Jew is a bad word too. That was, you know what I found out about that? That instead of calling people descent of Israel or people of Israel or descendants of Israel, instead of calling them that, they call them Jews. And Jews was a very derogatory term. So we shouldn't be calling people Jewish either. We should be calling them descendants of Israel. That's what they truly are. Anyway, we start looking at some of our language and how they programmed us to be separate and hateful. It's a wonder. It really is a wonder when you start looking at some of this thing. And I'm presenting this to you not because I'm trying to, you know, I don't know, create diversity, but I'm trying to create diversity. Diversity us against the people that are causing this problem. Because you need to understand we are not, no red man, there's no white man. I've never seen a red man in my life either.
As you know, I'm Sudanese. Back home, they don't really think about black and white. Like, I feel like that's like a Western type of thing. Yeah. Like, back home, if you ask someone, are you black or white, they're going to be like, what the fuck are you talking about? What is black and what is white? What are you talking about? Like, if you say they're black, they'll be like, no, I'm not. Yeah. But it's not because they don't consider themselves black. It's because they don't know, like, those type of terms. Mm-hmm. Like, back home, they go by, like, your tribe and, like, your ethnicity. Like, my tribe, we came from Saudi Arabia. So, like, technically, we're Arab because we speak Arabic and our culture is very Arab. Because I grew up in Toronto, I don't really consider myself Arab. I consider myself black just because we live in a Western country and like those are the terms we use. But back home, if I call myself black, they're gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, I have to go by my tribe. Yeah. And like my family.
Facts.
Yeah. But I think, but if you're like, we're Afro-Arab, but if you consider yourself Arab and you're Sudanese, then you're correct. You're correct. If your tribe is Arab, then you're Arab too. You know, you're a black Arab. You know, but I just don't consider myself Arab because y'all hate us. First off, y'all hate us. You guys, most of the time, you guys think I'm Ethiopian. You guys be talking shit in Arabic. Yeah, and I'm just like. Yeah, all right.
So I understand you. Yeah. I'm Somali, if you didn't know. Definitely check our ethnicity tag out for more. With Somali people, like if you say you're black, you're considering yourself like as like Caribbean, like Jamaican and all that.
So that's out of ignorance.
Yeah, that's out of ignorance. Like as our like parents and stuff, like most of y'all parents, like if you say, "Oh, I'm black," they're gonna be like, "No, you're Somali." Like that's like a whole nother fucking color. So. They don't really like Sarah said, they don't even look at us like as color. Like if you go back home, it's like don't consider yourself black or like Mado, like you know, Somali, because that's just like you're like the outcast. You're like crazy doing drugs, like how other black people are like perceived as. But that's not the case when you grow up in Toronto. Like you consider yourself black because that's what people look at you and that's what they see. Yeah. So like Somali. Yeah. And like if I said, hey, like, I'm black, like black empowerment, da 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 da, they're just gonna be like, no, like, whoa. We don't condone that like street crazy.
Do you hear your name in Arabic?
Yeah, Maghrib.
Maghrib.
And a Maghrib. Like I'm Moroccan, yes sir.
Yo, you gotta go back soon. You gotta when you gonna go back to out there? To Morocco. I mean we already in Morocco. We already in Morocco. You know what's funny? You know what's funny? I'm gonna tell you a story. I'm on the subway with my fez on and I run into a politician, a known politician. And he's talking to me and I'm telling him about my daughter and so on and so forth. And he sees me with my fez on and he's talking. He's like, hey, I'd like to go to, and I mentioned the fact that I'm a Moor, and he's like, oh yeah, it's like, oh, I'd like to go to Morocco one day, and I looked at him. I'm like, I looked at him. I said, but we are in Morocco, and you man, hold up, this is a European man. The man looked at me, a politician, and whispered and says, I know, and walked off the train.
Oh yeah,
So you have to understand there's two conversations going on when you talk to certain people. If you don't know, if you're talking black, they're just going to talk to you as a black person. But if you're talking nationality, they're going to tell you.
Nah, I'm not black.
Let them know, Kevin, please. I've been telling them all the time, fam. I'm going to send you my I am not black apparel too. I got a logo and everything. I have a I am not.
I'm just saying like I'm not though.
Or is it ISIS? Or is it ISIL? Or is it IS? I mean, right? Let's just change the name as much as possible to throw you all off so you really don't know what's going on. Let's keep switching the identity to hide the people. Why don't we just keep renaming you? Are you Negro? Oh, no, you're not Negro. No, you're colored. No, you're not colored. You're African American. And this is what they name you. The slavers name you this. Because I know a white guy who grew up in South Africa. And he now lives in America. He is an African American. And more African American than most.
I am not black. I mean, that's what the world calls me, but it's not me. I didn't come out of my mother's womb saying, hey, everybody, I'm black. No, I was taught to be black, and you were taught to call me that, along with whatever you call yourself. It's just a label. See, from birth, the world force feeds us these labels. And eventually we all swallow them. We digest and accept the labels, never ever doubting them. But there's one problem. Labels are not you and labels are not me. Labels are just labels. But who we truly are is not skin deep. See, when I drive my car, no one would ever confuse the car for me. Well, when I drive my body, why do you confuse me for my body? It's my body. Get it? Not me. Let me break it down. See, our bodies are just cars that we operate and drive around. The dealership we call society decided to label mine the black edition, yours the Irish or white edition. And with no money down, 0% APR, and no test drive, we were forced to own these cars for the rest of our lives. Forgive me, but I fail to see the logic or pride in defining myself or judging another by the cars we drive. Because who we truly are is found inside. Listen, I'm not here to tell you how science has concluded that genetically we're all mixed and race in the human species doesn't exist, or how every historian knows that race was invented in the 15th century to divide people from each other and it has worked perfectly. No, I'm not here to lecture. I just want to ask one question. Who would you be if the world never gave you a label? Never gave you a box to check? Would you be white, black, Mexican, Asian, Native American, Middle Eastern, Indian? No. We would be one. We would be together. No longer living in the era of calling human beings black people or white people. These labels that will forever blind us from seeing a person for who they are, but instead seeing them through the judgmental, prejudicial, artificial filters of who we think they are. And when you let an artificial label define yourself, then my friend, you have chosen smallness over greatness and minimized yourself, confined and divided yourself from others. And it is an undeniable fact that where there is division, there will be conflict, and conflict starts wars. Therefore, every war has started over labels. It's always us versus them. So the answer to war, racism, sexism, and every other ism is so simple that every politician has missed it. It's the labels. We must rip them off. Isn't it funny how no baby is born racist, yet every baby cries when they hear the cries of another? No matter the gender, culture, or color, proving that deep down we were meant to connect and care for each other. That is our mission, and that is not my opinion. That is the truth in a world that has sold us fiction. Please listen, labels only distort our vision, which is why half of those watching this will dismiss it or feel resistance and conflicted. But just remember, so did the caterpillar before it broke through its shell and became the magnificent butterfly. Well, these labels are our shells, and we must do the same thing so we can finally spread our wings. Human beings were not meant to be slapped with labels like groceries and supermarkets. DNA cannot be regulated by the FDA. We were meant to be free, and only until we remove them all and stop living and thinking so small will we be free to see ourselves and each other for who we truly are.